morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
Today is gonna be that day. Gonna have things go my way. Embroidering fashion that sells. Using all my knowledge, I will excel. Stitch by stitch, let color shine bright. Turning a blank canvas into art feels right. Time is flying by and this is my art. With embroidery machines, I'm doing my part. I search the web for a magical design. Looking high and low as I sip on my wine. Metallic thread, watch it shimmer and shine. I transform my blanks into a one-of-a-kind. Stitch by stitch, let color shine bright. Turning a blank canvas into art feels right. Time is flying by and this is my art. With embroidery machines, I'm doing my part. Hook it up if you want to embroider. Got the right tension, got my colors in order. Please no thread breaks, no time for rest. So much to do, I'll give it my best. Stitch by stitch, let color shine bright. Turning a blank canvas into art feels right. Time is flying by and this is my art. With embroidery machines, I'm doing my part. Be smart, get a great digitizer. Use wash, cut, or tear stabilizers. Create art from threads like a designer. Great looking items, nothing can be finer. Stitch by stitch, let color shine bright. Turning a blank canvas into art feels right. Time is flying by and this is my art. With embroidery machines, I'm doing my part.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, Gifted Crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Good morning out there. Alrighty, we have people from all over the place. Let's see where they're tuning in from. We've got North Central Texas. We've got Maryland, Alabama. Oh, wow. Cary, North Carolina. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Good morning. Yay. Alrighty, we've got people from all over. I see we've got our friends from Australia here. Hello. Good morning. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Yay. TGI Friday. All right. Good morning, Deborah, Robin, Evelyn, Becky, Joyce, Becky Flo, Fake Arabic Fake, Jenny, and Boricua Sewing and Crafts from Haymarket, Virginia. Yay, that's my sister. We've got San Antonio, Texas. Let's see, from Atlanta today. Okay, Joyce is in Atlanta. We've got Illinois. Here's our Sue. And let's see, gosh, you guys are all over and you're chatting away in the chat. So it's nice to see that all of you guys are kind of getting together to know each other better. And it's amazing. We can just build up this community and just, you know, craft and do all kinds of things that we love. All righty. Good morning. Hey, Harriet, how are you? Good morning from Leningrad. Good Leningrad, yay. We got East Texas from Melissa. Okay. Alrighty. Well, guys, it's TGI Friday, guys. So, yay, we made it. It's Friday. Woohoo! Alrighty. So, of course, we've got to start off our day, you know, just going ahead and starting off with our toast. Oh, Deborah, you've got your charm pack. Yay, I'm glad you received it. Awesome. Yeah, I think we got a lot of notifications that a lot of people are starting to receive their stuff. They received it, a lot of them yesterday, so we'll see. So let us know what you make with that charm pack, because really I would love to see that, Deborah, okay? put it on our Facebook group. Let us know what you make with it. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Awesome. All right. Well, it's Friday, guys. Are you ready? Do you have your little drinks ready? Are you in your little cozy spot? Let's go ahead and start off with our toast, and I will pour you a cup, of course. So let's go ahead and raise those glasses and get yourself a nice little swivel of whatever it is you're having in the morning. Good morning. Let's go ahead and raise that. I'm going to grab a little sip myself. Alrighty. Hey, good morning, Krissa. We've got Sandy. Awesome. And Leslie B. Hello, Leslie. Hey, Leslie, I'm going to try to get your package out today. Leslie won the trimmer by George. I'm going to try to get it out today because we are on our way. And oh, Becky received hers too. Oh, yay. Okay, great. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys for letting me know when you receive them. That way I know that you guys got it and it's not lost somewhere. Awesome. But Leslie, I'm going to try to get that out to you today because we're going to be heading over to Sarasota where my son's going to be competing. And we've got state games this weekend, so it's been a pretty heavy week. They had a really nice practice yesterday, and I think we're all ready. So we're going to head over and see what we can do, right? So it's going to be a lot of fun. I love seeing all the kids out there, and, you know, we have a great time. The paddleboarding community is really a nice community. You meet people that paddle all over the world. It's just amazing. And the volunteers are just fantastic. It's a beautiful facility. And you can just kind of hang out there. And, you know, it was just, it's amazing to be there. And they make you feel so special. The ceremonies and everything, they just really make it fantastic. So, you know, yeah, but you know, it was a really hot day yesterday, and then they had their practice, and I'm sure it's gonna be a hot weekend. So if I come back a little red, you'll know why. But yeah, it's nice community, nice place. They're gonna be doing some dinner and some opening ceremonies, and then the competition, and then they'll have closing ceremonies. So, you know, if you ever get a chance to volunteer for Special Olympics, I mean, it's the place to be. Just pick the sport that you love and you watch these kids flourish. I mean, just really amazing. Lots and lots of fun. And it's just really a really nice organization. Oh, Krissa was a volunteer. Oh, Krissa, awesome. That is awesome. That is great. You know, it's just, you know, they give to you as much as you give to them. And it's really, really, really amazing. I mean, I remember that Krissa mentioned that she was a volunteer. It's just, you know, it's so cool to do that, to really see you can bond with one of the kids and you can really see them flourish. So yeah, go for the enjoyment. Let the win come to you, Herman. Yeah. Oh yeah, Herman. But Herman is super competitive, so we have to kind of tame him down and remind him, hey, we're here for fun, right? But, you know, he's competitive just like his dad. His dad is the same. So, you know, his dad used to be captain of the basketball team and, you know, all that stuff. So lots and lots of that. Okay, so I'll try to keep you guys updated. Maybe I'll take some pictures and put them out on Facebook so you guys can see the facility because it is really gorgeous. Alrighty. Let's see, Harriet, and let's see, and of course, Quilting with Harriet says, anyone on the Quilters Bee Zoom this weekend? Oh, you'll be a guest presenter on Saturday. Oh, that's amazing, Harriet. Awesome. Congrats. That's going to be awesome. If you guys can go in and support her, please do so. Awesome. Let us know, Harriet, if you can send me the info. I would love to see that. If they're going to have like a replay or something, I would really love to see it. So let us know. Okay. Alrighty, or just post it. Post a link if you want on the chat, or you know, put it on Facebook so that we can follow you too. Okay, so let's get going. We've got a few things. We've already gotten our coffee. Let's just go get our snacks really quick. We are going to have our drone today deliver some of our snacks. So let's see if we got our little food truck. Maybe we'll get a little bit of the drone. I don't know. We've got all kinds of things going on. What do you guys think? You need something just delivered to you? Is it that kind of day that you just don't want to go out and get something delivered? Because sometimes that happens, right? Well, here it is. We'll get it delivered to you just because, you know, it's just one of those days. It's just too hot out, right? Alrighty, your usual, Becca. Not a problem. We got you covered on that one. Alrighty. So we've got our drinks. They're gonna be heading out to you. You've got everything on there. We also have the snacks. It'll try to deliver the snacks to you too, so don't worry about it. Awesome. Cinnamon buns, yay. Alrighty, so we've got our snacks, we've got our drinks. I hope you're in your cozy spot, and I think we're ready to start this off. Okay, so we have been working on the Halloween wreath all week, and we pretty much got a lot of the stuff since we had a long practice yesterday. I decided to just go ahead and do these because I wasn't gonna have too much time on the show. So we've got, you've seen the ghost, the cat, and the pumpkin. I went ahead and did the other three. I still have the stars and the moon to do, but that one should be a quick one. So let me just show you what they look like. And we'll talk a little bit about these. Let me move this over here. So of course we have the ghost. You guys have seen that one. I did a second ghost. We've got the little kitty cat where we used our funny fur. And then we have the pumpkin here. And the pumpkin is just fabrics. And I'll show you guys the fabric that I used for that. And those were the three that we kind of did together. So then the other three I did on my own. So I went ahead and did those, and here, I'll just pull these out now. The materials that I used was, I did use some of this fuzzy stuff, right? All this minky stuff. I used it for the Frankenstein, and I thought it came out really cute with the hair. Really loved that. I thought that was adorable, the way that came out. And then I decided to use some felt. And so I went ahead and grabbed some felt and did the bat with felt. And then, see if I could put it over here. And then we got to the witch. And the witch, I just used a combination of some felt, fabric, and fabric here for the face as well. So not too bad. A little bit of an issue towards the end on the bobbin, so wasn't too pleased with that, but it wasn't too bad. So we're going to talk about like placement and things you can do with that today. So we're going to get to all of that, and here's that little extra ghost that I have here. I'll have to kind of do a couple more for the second wreath, but yeah, I think they're adorable too, right? I mean, for a wreath, and you can do all kinds of different things with these. Like, you know, you can make puppets, you can do so many different things. It's just really nice that you can kind of mix and match with these things, and they're really a lot of fun. So, you know, did I put heat and bond on the felt? No, I didn't put any heat and bond at all on here, and I'll show you why when we get to the wreath in a minute. But I guess you got to kind of be careful with the heat and bond. I'm not sure how it would react with the felt though. I guess you could put the heat and bond on the felt. Yeah, but I think there's better ways to kind of put it, because then once you do it on the heat and bond, it's stuck on that wreath, and maybe you want to reposition it next year, or you want to use it for something else. I kind of want to leave it a little open so that I can either move it around or put it on something else and kind of change it up every year, right? So I don't know if I want anything too permanent on that one. But, you know, this way I can just kind of maneuver things around and just make different things every year with them. You've got some options there, where if you put the heat and bond and you know, put it down on something, then it's kind of permanent and you're not going to move it around as much. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so before we get into talking about the positioning and the wreath and everything else, oh, did I forget? Oh no, this is the second pumpkin that I did here. So we've got 2 pumpkins and 2 ghosts. So actually I'll take those 2 out because they're duplicates. So before we get to all of this, let's head over to our crafting news so I can share with you a couple of stories here. Let's see what we've got for today. Okay, so today we've got a heartwarming story from Shepherdstown, West Virginia. And I know we've got some people out there from Virginia. We've got a retired teacher named Patty Wilsmoth, and she turned her quilting hobby into something really special. For the second year in a row, she stitched up 4 big double-sided quilts to raffle off at her local school's fundraiser. And the event helped to raise some money so that local teachers at Shepherdstown middle and elementary schools can buy supplies and create projects without having to pay out of pocket. Isn't that sweet? And that really makes a difference for the kids. And, you know, I know that when my kids were young, and especially my youngest Herman went into elementary school, that was one of the things, you know, they were really low on supplies and stuff. So some of the supplies these teachers have to, you know, they get it out of their own pockets. So my hubby made it a point to really supply them well with paper, and he used to get these big boxes and reams of paper and bring it over to them. They were just so grateful for that, because they used a lot of paper for a lot of the projects, anything that they were printing out with the kids. And I think that was really helpful to them. And, you know, it felt great giving to them, because you could see they really needed it and they were really happy to receive it, and they put it to good use. So, you know, we were happy to do that. So, you know, if your teachers kind of ask for supplies, you know, sometimes it's really nice to kind of, you know, do that and give it to them, because they really work hard with the kids. So I really enjoyed doing that for them as well. Let's see. So let's get back to the story. So Patty didn't stop at quilts. This year she hand sewed some mug rugs and candle cozies to bring in even more support. And here's the sweet part. She set up her sewing machine right there at the event. And she was quilting in front of everyone, chatting with the neighbors, and even teaching some folks how to quilt some blocks. So many people shared their own family quilt stories, and that just made the whole day full of like memories and kindness. And I love that she did that. You know, she really just brought it home when she's bringing this machine, and everyone's like around her asking questions and laughing and telling stories. Like, I can really imagine what the weekend looked like, and I think that that was amazing. So by the end of the weekend, we had 2 local visitors who walked away as winners with Patty's quilts, and the schools walked away with a lot of love and support. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, now we're going to go over to Philadelphia, and you have a crochet artist, Nicole Nikolic, which is also known as Lace in the Moon, if you've heard of her. She's been turning everyday city streets into bright, whimsical works of art. And she created everything from a giant Sunnyside egg to a 6-foot yarn sculpture of Jason Keese, a former Philadelphia Eagles a former Philadelphia Eagles football star. Say that 5 times fast. Yeah. And so they did a podcast together, and Taylor Swift announced her new album. So you may have, you know, seen the news recently on that.
Kelsey.
It was Kelsey. Yeah. Oh, it's with Kelsey. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Nicole's journey Crochet's journey began in 2017 during a tough season of battling depression and anxiety, and a nurse encouraged her to try it as a calming activity. And she taught herself through YouTube videos, and before long, she just started to crochet all the way around, and her healing began, and eventually she found her way into connecting with the world. So really, really neat how crochet can really turn your situation around. So that's pretty cool. Her yarn projects were spread across Philly, catching fire online with millions of views, and she's worked with big names like Microsoft and Target. But what she loves the most is weaving colors, kindness, and creativity right into her city. And it's just amazing. People, you know, that just finds a lot of joy to all the people. She says crochet isn't just about making art. It's about healing in public, letting others know they're not alone, and showing that even in the smallest stitches, they can make a big difference. So I thought that was pretty cool, and a nice story to tell you guys. Okay, so that is our crafting news for Friday. Now let's get to the project here. Oh, I did want to show you one thing that I got, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I've been seeing a lot of these iron cases going around, and I did see one in Temu, and I thought I wanted one for my mini little iron, my new Aliso mini, but when I got it, it was much bigger than what I thought. And so when you open it up here, I mean, it's really a nice way to protect your iron, and these irons are very pricey, but it got like a nice deep cushioned piece here. And I love how it has the little sewing machines and yarns. I thought it was pretty cool. And it's got the little handle on top. And so, let me see, I've got my iron here. So you would just put it in here. And it's a nice way to kind of store it if maybe you're going to a retreat, or if you are going, if you're not going to be in your craft room for a while, and you don't want to, you know, store dust and stuff. So you can see the whole iron fits pretty well there. I've got my cord sticking out, so I'm not going to do it all the way, but it will easily close. And here somewhere is the zipper. I can close it halfway because I've got my cord sticking out, but that's pretty much it. And you would just close it all the way, and then you have your handle here, and you can kind of just put it. Won't get dusty, doesn't get any scratches, so it really protects the bottom surface. So I thought this was pretty cool. I was preferring to get the smaller one, but it ended up being the bigger one. So, and if my sister's there, don't worry, I got one for you too. So I'll bring that over to you. It really protects, you know, it protects the plate here and you won't get any scratches or anything, and it protects it from the dust. So if you're going away or something, or you're going to be away from your craft room for a while and you want to store it so it doesn't get, you know, dusty and damaged, you can put it in the little bags here. Or if you're traveling, you know, you can take it with you if you're going to one of those retreats. Or maybe you're getting together with some friends and you guys are going to be sewing together. You can pack your little iron here, and then you'll have your sewing machine on the side. So yay, you like that? Yeah, I got you one like this. So I think you'll like that too. And by the way, my sister finished her very first quilt. Yay! She finished her very first quilt and she's excited. She sent pictures of it to me. I'm sure she'll show it on her show, but yay, it came out really cute. I like it, and congrats. See, you're on your way. We're getting you there. Awesome. So this is a cute little case, and I got it on Temu. So it's not, you know, one of the big fancy names or anything like that, but it does the trick. Connie says, you're so talented. I bet you could make case of the... Yeah, I've seen those, Connie. I've seen they have, I don't know if it was an in the hoop project or it was a pattern that I saw to make it. Is the iron bag insulated? Yes, it is. It is. It is insulated, which is really nice. Of course, I'd wait till your iron cools down before you put it in here, right? But yeah, I really like it. It's not perfect, but it will do. None of the quilts are perfect, especially on your first try, but that's what makes it homemade, right? You're gonna be fine. It looks great, fantastic, and I love it. Okay, so this I thought was really cute. I got it on Temu and I thought, you know, this is nice to show you guys because I can put this here and that protects my plate. So, you know, these irons are really expensive, so I hate kind of just leaving them out. So I saw these and they were on Temu. So it's like, well, you know, I'll give it a try. I did expect it to be a lot smaller, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, Jeanette. Just finished. Yes, exactly, Robin. Okay, so let me set this over to the side. I just wanted to show you guys that. And the other thing is next week, got a couple of things. So next week, we're going to be working on the Spooky and Sweet. So I'll start this off, and then I'm still working on the table runner. And the table runner for the autumn, let me move these. Hold on. There we go. So I'm working on that table runner, still making the stars, and I'm kind of taking my time on that one. So doing that, and then we'll be starting this one off. I'll try to kick it off when I get back. I've already got the fabric kit on this one, so got to treat the fabrics and whatnot. But other than that, I think we'll be good to go to start on this one. And this one, I may just do like the main steps on camera because it is a pretty long project. I'm gonna see how it goes on this one. The pattern is free. So you can go to Fat Quarter Shop and get your pattern for free, but they do have the quilt kits so that your fabrics will line up with that. And these are all of the fabrics that are included on the kit. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. And so you've got your background and borders, and then all of the blocks. You've got binding and you've got backing. So it really gives you that complete kit. And it's less, it was like $50 or $60, something like that. It may be a little bit less now, because this was the one from last year and I never got a chance to make it, but it is still available on her site if you guys want to follow me along with that one. But I'm going to try to see how it goes on this. This one's going to be quite long. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get to everything, because I do need to begin to prep for the expo that I'll be going to in September. And for that one, I've got my quilted sneakers that I'm trying to pull together. And then I saw the beachcomber quilted jacket, and I may just kind of try to do that to match my sneakers. So we'll see. Not sure if I'm going to be able to have time to even attempt this, but we're going to try. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so so that's kind of everything that's going on, and when I get back, we'll kind of kickstart this one. So just be ready for that one when I get back. And so now for the one we're doing this week, which is our wreath, I'm going to kind of bring these over here, and let me bring over, I've got a wreath here, and it's a wreath that I did using, these are kind of like a mesh that you can get. And then what you do is you just kind of pinch the mesh, and if I turn it on the back, you're going to see the big hot mess because I haven't trimmed anything down. These are all just zip ties. And so I have pinched the mesh, and I will just tie it here to the rim of the wreath. And then what I do is I just tie them up, and then on the front side of it, you've got your nice plush little wreath just made up of this mesh. And this mesh, Dollar Tree. You know, you can pick it up at any craft store. You've got all these little meshes. You can make ones for Christmas. They've got all the holidays. So this is just the mesh, which is going to serve as my background for the wreath. So now that I have all my pieces, I can just kind of put my pieces in place. And let me just move this over. Matter of fact, yeah, let me put it on this side. See if that works a little better. Maybe too big. Yeah, I think it's too big. You want to make the jacket, but you're very intimidated by the entire process. Yeah, Marina, it looks a little long of a process, and it's got a lot to it. But if you really look at it and you break it down into pieces, it's really not too bad. But it is going to be a little time consuming to make that pattern. It's not as bad as it seems. Kind of, you know, when you first look at it, you're like, whoa, this is a lot. But you got to break it down into pieces. And then once you do that, you'll be able to kind of do it and just take it slow. That's all. Just take it slow. And that's why I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it in time for me leaving. It's kind of one of those things that, you know, it's going to take me some time to do, and I don't want to rush it. It's not something I really want to rush. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get this done, at least before I leave. So yeah, so okay, so the wreath way too close here, so I'm going to keep it under here as the overhead so you guys can see a little bit better. Let me put it on this side. Okay, so now move all of this out of the way. There we go. Much better. So now here, there we go. Okay. We've got the pieces, and I'm just going to kind of lay them out. If you want to follow the way it's laid out in the picture, you could do that too, or you can just make it your own. Again, I still have the stars and the moon to kind of do, and in the picture itself, it doesn't have a background, right? There's no background for you to follow here. Like, she doesn't have anything underneath that's showing. So the way they've done this is they have glued the pieces, and if you notice, there's no gaps, right? So everyone is overlapping each other, And so they're glued together to form that circle or that ring. You can do that if you don't have a background like a wreath or anything like that. You can just line them up this way. Maybe you can put something behind it. Or another thing you can do is just do it with fabric, right? So let's just show you what it looks like on the wreath itself. So this is just using the wreath. Let's see, I guess I'll try to do it the same positioning that they have. So they've got the ghost here, the cat there. Let's see, they've got the pumpkin. Then you've got Frankenstein. You've got the little bat here. And then you have the witch. So the items themselves pretty much cover the entire wreath, and then the stars and the moon that they have, you kind of add in between to fill up the gaps. What are my fabric choices for the moon and the star? Well, for the moon, I'm just going to use a white on white fabric. Just very simple, keeping that one very simple. And then for the stars, that one I haven't really looked yet. I may try to just use a felt, or maybe try to use the same kind of material that I use for the ghost. So this little kind of towel-like looking material, and see if I can get that, because I believe I have that in like a goldish kind of color. So I may try to do that just to kind of have it stand out a little bit different. So those are the two colors I'm going to use for that. So this is just kind of one idea. Now, can you go ahead and just use a little bit of glue and position them, pull them down on here? You can. Can you just take a little safety pin or something and just kind of snip it back here and kind of pin it this way? You can do that too. I want to be able to reuse these, so I'm not gonna use heat and bond or anything permanent to keep them in place, because these wreaths, you know, you take them out and you put them back out every year, and so all of that movement, I know these things will kind of eventually fall off. So I don't want to make anything permanent, and I may want to switch things around every year. Maybe I'm going to want to have the pumpkin in the middle and then just kind of spread these out. You know, I may do something like that. You know, it really depends what you want to do, and I want to have options to be able to switch it up all the time. So Heather says silver glitter vinyl for stars with glow in the dark thread. Oh, yay. That sounds fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. Sure. Why not? But this is kind of the layout that they have, and here's an idea of what it would look like completely finished. Of course, adding the moon and the stars, and that's what the layout would be for that. So this is one idea that you can do. So now I'm going to take these off, and we're going to look at something else you can do. Let me put this over to this side here. So I've got some fun fabrics that we've used. Like for the Frankenstein, I used this green right here, this green fabric. I used for the pumpkin, I used this orange fabric. And it's just, these are just like the Halloween colors that I have in my stash. I didn't kind of go out and get anything special. Now, I was hoping to kind of use this fabric that I had in my stash. Let me show you this one. I think this one is so adorable. It's got the little ghost and the word boo and little pumpkins all around. I thought she was so cute. I almost used her for the witch's hat, but I think it just wouldn't do it justice because the area is just too small here and you wouldn't really see it as well. I could maybe get one little ghost and it will get cut off. So I didn't think it was worth it there. The landscape is just too small on that one. But can you make a little pink and white ghost? I thought that would be something cute you could do, right? Or you can then take your fabrics and use this as your background and put it as a table runner, right? So some of the other fabrics that I used here, For the pumpkin, we had the little leaf here on the side. This is just some leftover fabric that I used. Put a small button on the back of each one. Yeah, there's an idea. Of course. Awesome. And you can even kind of hook a little bit of elastic too. So if you wanted to kind of, you know, wrap it around something and have a little bit of a pull, you can do some elastic to put it together there. So that would work as well. And then for the witch, this is what I ended up using for her little hat here. And so I used this fabric here. So I thought that was really cute. It would kind of show a little bit of a visual interest, have some little design on it. And I thought that would be really cute for her hat. So that's what I used for that. And those were just some of the fabrics. Then, of course, you know, for the ghost, we talked about this one. And then the cat, you know, all the fur that we used. And then for the bat itself, it was just purely felt that I used on this one. And so it's just all felt. I almost did a little bit of a different design on the wings. I certainly could have done that. Or you can maybe even add some initials here. That would be really cute. But I decided to just keep it simple. And so I just went with the felt and left it at that. So those are really cute. Let me just show you guys some of the stuff that you can get. Oops, did I just drop something? So here, let me move some of this over. Nancy, did you spend $30 to get the bonus Frankenstein? Yes, I did. I did, Cindy, and that's another one that I have in my to-do list. I did get that, and I got the Mr. and the Mrs. Frankenstein, and I have it saved in my computer. So yeah. Heidi says, I used mini clothespins to attach it to my wreath. Oh, there you go. That's another option. Yeah, thanks, Heidi. That's another option that we can do. Great choice of colors for the witch hunt band. Yay! Yeah, there were a lot of fun. So here I have kind of like little scraps and things. And so here's that crafter's square tissue that has that little thing that I used for the ghost. So you can see this is the same type of material. And this is in the gold color. And so the back here, and here's the front. So if you're really looking to do like a teddy bear or something like that, like look at this color. That would be so perfect for a teddy bear, right? So it's just what I saw. When I see the colors, I think of things. And so you also have, this is the little felt roll that you can get, right? So you can get that. Fuzzies everywhere. And then, of course, we've got that one, right? Our little Minky that we use for the Frankenstein hair. I thought it was really, really cool. For the cat, I think it's a little bit much, but it came out just fine. Marina says, I may make them and put magnets on them for the refrigerator. Oh, that would be cute. It'd be great for a chore chart if have little kids. Yeah, that would be cute. Putting little magnets and just putting them on the fridge to decorate, right? That would be pretty cool. So that's another use. You don't have to make a wreath. You can pretty much do anything with these things. That's what I really love about these. You can really do all kinds of things. And so on here, you know, you've got all sorts of different colors and different things that you can do with felt. And, you know, don't be afraid to try out different materials because you'll be surprised. You know, like I never would have thought that this Minky stuff would look so great. I really just love the way it came out on the Frankenstein, right? I mean, that hair makes you want to just, you know, rub the hair. So I thought this came out really, really cute. I love how this one, and this one was really easy because it wasn't too much to cut. It was kind of a zigzaggy up here, but the rest was pretty much a flat cut. So it made it really easy to see what I was cutting. And then I kind of just trimmed around here And then it, whoops, and it did the little stitch. There is a satin stitch in here. You can barely see it because it's the same color, but that's the idea, right? And so it just made it really nice. And so it goes all the way around here, and then the back is nice and clean. So yeah, you can easily put a little magnet back here. I would, if you want to make it more of a permanent magnet, you can try to put the magnet before you put your background fabric, right? And maybe put it in like an area where you know the needle is not going to hit. But they can, you know, kids, it's great for Halloween. It's decor for the kids or the grandkids. And, you know, they really love to see these things. You can put them on their door, things like that, things in their room. Makes it a little bit festive and brings it a little bit of, you know, fun in the house, right? So those are really cool to do. Okay. So we've seen it in the Wreath. Now I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to show you what you can do. And if I can squish all of this in here and get the little top and move this over to the side here. So this fabric, I just really love this fabric, and I really need to find some kind of use for it. So I just snagged that one a little bit. I'm going to open this up, and we're going to just kind of pretend. And this one is directional, so you'll have to be a little careful with how you sew this. But let's just pretend we made a little table runner by just, you know, sewing it off on the sides. Right, and so you've got this nice table runner going this way. Maybe you want to add a little decorative edging here, maybe some ruffles, you know, any little thing to kind of stand it out a little bit and give it a little bit of a flair. So you could do that, and then just kind of place these on here, right? And you can just kind of move them around and, you know, place them, or you can face them out this way. Whoops. Put them on the corners. You can do it as a wall hanging as well. And maybe this one's a little too busy and you'll want to do just a color like an orange. You know, you can do this. Then you can definitely, you know, change things around and make a wall hanging, make a table runner, make anything that's different, and then just add these little freestanding lace items, right? You can definitely just kind of put them around, and it would be great to kind of decorate any home, right? So it's pretty cool to have all of that. Now the pumpkin, because it's the same fabric, I would probably pick a different background so it wouldn't kind of get lost here. See how it kind of gets lost because it's the same fabric. It still sticks out a little bit because of the decorations of the satin stitch and then the other fabric choices, but it does get a little bit lost because the background's the same one. But these are just so versatile. You can do so many things with this, and you can make a lot of things. Wall hangings, table runners, you can put it on a wreath, you can put magnets on it and put it on your fridge, right? We can do all kinds of little mobile things. You can hang them, maybe put little pieces of string and just hang them. You can put them in a frame, right? Oh, you can, Donna says you can put them, make them into a banner with the little in the middle. Yes, of course. You can do like the little bat in the middle and make a banner out of these, right? And just pull them all to the side like that. I mean, so many things that you can do with freestanding lace items, and that really just makes it really nice to be able to use it. It's very, very versatile. So, you know, these are the kind of projects that you can have and you can store them, and every year you can kind of take them and mix and match them. Put them as decor around the table. Boo applique on the banner. Yes, you can add some letters, right? Put the word boo or happy Halloween or, you know, anything like that. And then just have these kind of go all around them. Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, gosh, so many things. Or if you are a wreath maker, right? And maybe you don't want to have them scattered all around. What you can do, and I'll try to move these so you can kind of visualize a little bit of what I'm saying. Yeah, like large tables, scattered decorations. Yeah, exactly. If you're having a little party, you can scatter them around the table, adds a little decor, right? So if you put these here, you can put a piece of material on the back of your wreath, right? And then if you have a favorite, let's say the witch or whatever, you know, you can put the witch in the middle and then just have either these kind of hanging off the edge, right? Or you can just kind of, you know, put them within the wreath and have them go around with the witch in the middle. Or you can just use one of them and then just do light decorations, right? Maybe you have a bigger hoop, so you can make a bigger size for it, you know. But I think it's really cute that you can kind of move these things around, and that's why I don't want to make it anything permanent. I want to be able to make it versatile so I can move it all around to all the different projects. So let's see, any other ones that you guys can think of? Cindy, instead of passing out candy, give them one of these guys. Oh, wouldn't that be cute? Add them to little treat bags too, right? You can put these on the little treat bags. Those would be cute too. Get a little baggie to go with it, right? And just kind of like attach it to the little baggie behind it. So it can be like a little treat bag holder, if you will, right? That would be another cute little thing. And they can come around and they can pick out which one they want, right? And they can kind of pick if they want the witch or if they want the bat or the cat or the, you know, ghost. They can pick it out. Maybe, yeah, let's see, if you have a tier tray, you can put them in there as well. Yes, that's true, because you've got that multi-level, so you can put them on there and it'll stand out. And depending on the hoop size you have, right? Because if you have that bigger hoop, they do make them, you know, you can make them a lot bigger and you can put them on even more things. But if you want to keep them small for like something like for a wreath, the 5x7 size, this is what you'll get. And so it's actually perfect for a wreath size. But if you want to do other things, you can make them bigger. Heidi says, put a pencil on the back or a pen or crayons. Oh, yes. You love brainstorming with these. Yeah. And, you know, for those who have like these, you know, little shops and maybe they're selling, or if you're donating or you have kids, grandkids, you know, these are little ideas that we can come up with. Or if you want to sell them for Halloween, all kinds of things that you can make with them. You know, you can definitely put a little pack of crayons. If you don't want to give candy, you can give any other type of things. Since this is a craft related item, a little box of crayons would be perfect, right? So for all those crafty kids out there that like to color and things, you can do that. Maybe with a little pad of paper, those small ones, you can put it and attach it. We need to stop the ideas. Or I will make this instead of the bag I have cut out. Yeah, Heather, I could go on and on and on with so many ideas on this, you know. You can put this, get it. If you have a shower curtain, that's not the vinyl ones, that's the actual fabric shower curtains. You can take these and put them on the shelf. If you have just a plain Jane one, right, plain colored one, you can kind of attach these to the shower curtain and make your shower curtain have all the little Halloween things on them. So cute. So when you kind of open it up, you see all the Halloween things. That's another cute one, right? So you can spice up even your bathroom. Heidi says, I don't know if those are the smallest size, but if they're smaller sizes, you can make them into finger puppets or stick puppets. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice size. You can add a little stick here on the bottom, right? It would be a good size. So the smallest size in the pattern, I believe, is 5x7. Yeah, so it's 5x7, 6x10, and 7x12. Those are the three sizes. But again, if you have embroiderings, you can also, you know, do that. You can resize it. So you just have to be careful because the stitches will kind of move with the stretching that you do, but you have to be careful with that as well because it may not come out as nice. So you can't just go overboard. You can probably move it a little bit, but I wouldn't go too crazy. Okay, yeah, I love this community. You guys really do a lot of interaction in terms of ideas and stuff. And so it's great because, you know, light bulbs will start coming out all over the place. Oh, sticks in a flower bouquet. Yes, Heather. Wouldn't that be cute if you get a little, one of those plastic jack-o'-lantern things, and you can put some foam inside and put some little sticks, and you know, you can put the Halloween things in there with some other floral decors. Wouldn't that be cute? Yeah, putting it in your house plants. I mean, guys, we could just go on and on and on. How do you remove the stabilizers from the edges? Oh, Phil, they just come right off. As soon as you, let me see if I have one. As soon as you are done with the project, when it finishes stitching out, you're going to have that satin stitch going all the way around all of the pieces. So when you pull it off the hoop, you just have to pop it and it's going to come right off, and you just kind of pull it right off because the satin stitch is so dense. And that's why we're using 2 layers of the wash away, because 1 layer of wash away just won't do it. 2 layers of wash away to be able to hold all the satin stitching, and then when the project is done, it's practically going to be tearing off already towards the end, and then you just gotta pull it off, and that's all you do. That's all you have to do. You can get a little Q-tip with some water and just kind of go around it. If you have some little edges, some little pieces kind of sticking out, you can do that, and that'll just come right off with the water on the Q-tip. So that will work. Alrighty, guys, we're towards the end of our hour already. I can't believe the time just flies. But let's go over to our inspirational quote of the day, because I do want to get to that. I mean, you guys are just amazing. You're full of all kinds of different ideas, which is pretty cool. But let's get to our quote. Okay, so today's quote of the day is, "Finish lines come to those who stitch one seam at a time." And that is so true for our projects, and for any of you out there who are finishing up a project that you weren't sure you were going to get to, right? Just keep at it, because you will finish it and you will just be rewarded in the end. So, alrighty. Yeah, River Rose, glad you found us and welcome. Thank you for joining. And you know, yeah, we just have all kinds of ideas here. You guys are great. You make it so much fun because we really love to interact and just share those ideas. I mean, that's what we're all about. We just like to really have a lot of fun with this stuff. Okay, so guys, we are at the end of our hour, so I'm going to let you go. We've got to start getting ready to head out. Thank you guys all for tuning in and showing all of your support. Keep posting your pictures on Facebook, because I really love to see it, especially on my way there. I'll be flipping through to see what things you guys are up to. Remember to support all kind of YouTubers out there. Those content creators are working hard out there to provide some great content to you. So please go ahead and support them as well. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.